Hi. Good
Hello.
afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Or good evening, I guess now.
Yeah, it's 6,
Please,
5.
5 o'clock. Yeah, so I guess it depends. In the UK, we would say it's evening, I guess now. In America?
It's sort of in the in between space. So
Yeah.
you could get
In the
away with
middle.
both.
Afternoon, evening. Good afternoon or good evening. Can you guys please introduce yourself and give us some advice on how to keep busy, wrong spelling, during the quarantine?
Yes, I need it. Yeah.
Yeah, we need some advice now. 6 weeks in. We're starting to get bored.
Indeed. Yes. Definitely
Uh,
some advice would be appreciated.
Kate, do you want to start? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Kate. I am from the United States of America. I'm 20. I almost said 26. I wish. I'm 28 years old.
You're still young.
Yeah. I'm closer to 30 now than I ever have been. Anyway, I've been living in Italy for 3.5 years, and I'm a teacher at the Bologna Mille, my English school.
Excellent. And do you have any advice for keeping busy during the quarantine? What have you been doing?
Great question. I would say the best thing that you can do is to do something that's not difficult, but that you enjoy. So, for example, if you really you have a hobby that is not so difficult, like it's not a new hobby, it's something you've been doing, I recommend doing that. Maybe not something new because you might not have the energy. You're not getting out of the house.
Motivation.
Yeah, you're not feeling very ambitious, but yeah, something that you like and that it's not new for you. So, like reading books or something.
Definitely, I would agree. So, hi everyone. My name is Emily. I come from Leicester, and I work with Kate in Bologna, my English school. And I guess my advice for keeping busy during the quarantine is maybe have a routine. This is something that's quite difficult for me because I like to sleep in the mornings and I like to have a nap in the afternoon. But every day seems to mix into one day. So, yeah, keeping a routine, getting dressed in the morning.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Creating times of day, maybe periods of the day.
Yeah, that's good. Especially if you have like an activity attached to that time of day. So, for example, okay, exercise in the morning. So every day you get up and at the same time you do your exercises. So your brain understands that, okay, it's morning.
Definitely. Yeah. Otherwise, I think every day becomes the same. And yeah, we can't even remember if it was today, yesterday.
Yep. Definitely. Okay, good advice.
Okay, we have a couple of viewers. We have Sonia. Hey, Sonia. She's 12 and she's from Sri Lanka, but she lives in Milan and attends Maya Meravigli. Perfect. And during the quarantine, she reads books, draws, and does exercise.
Really nice. Very cool. Okay, Maria Pia says, hello, I'm Maria Pia and I live in Milan. Hi. Welcome.
Perfect. Give us some
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Give us some advice. How to keep busy during the quarantine.
Yeah. I'm so used to being on the left that I keep pointing in the wrong direction.
The wrong direction, yeah.
Okay.
And we have Katerina from Livorno, not so far from Pisa. Good. It takes 20 or 30 minutes by car. Perfect. So, Katerina and Maria Pia, give us some advice on how to keep busy.
Yeah. Katerina says, how about having a drink after the quarantine? So we need a definite article since it's a quarantine for everybody.
Yes, there's only one quarantine.
At the moment.
Yes. Yeah, good idea, having a drink after quarantine.
So you can stay busy thinking about that, yeah.
Yeah, making plans maybe.
Maybe doing something special.
Post-quarantine plans.
Post-quarantine party. I don't recommend it. No.
It's not a good time.
Let's wait.
So Maria Pia, Katerina, any ideas how to keep busy during the quarantine?
What
about you, Kate? What are you doing with your time?
Well, other than taking naps and doing webinars and teaching, I am playing video games.
Good. Yeah. I guess it's good for your mind. Keeps your mind active.
It is. I am playing a game called Animal Crossing, and I spend all day thinking about how I'm going to decorate my village. So
beautiful. I'm going to Google that later. I'm going to find it because it sounds good.
It's quite cute. Yeah. It's very, very cute.
Nice.
Yes, it's cute and wholesome. And on top of that, you can do trading with other people online. And so I often find myself running back and forth trading with people. So that's also a nice form of human interaction.
Yeah, definitely. I guess maybe that's another piece of advice. Interact with people.
Talk to other people.
Yeah, talk or message or trade.
Yeah.
Something communal.
Anything, really. Talk to your friends. Talk to your family. In fact, call your mom. If you're watching this, please call your mother.
Or your dad.
Or your mom or your dad. They miss
someone
you.
in your family.
Your grandparents. Call them.
Speak to your friends you haven't seen for a long time. Excellent. Okay, guys, if you want to continue responding to the question, please do. But we will move on to today's focus.
Advice.
Do you want to read the introduction for us, Kate?
Sure. Okay. So in this focus activity, asking for and giving advice, phrases for giving advice, and reassuring phrases.
Nice. That's really nice. Reassuring.
What does it mean to reassure someone?
I guess to reassure means to make them feel calm. So if someone is stressed or upset, you calm them down. Really everything's okay. I love the sound of the word reassuring. I think the sound sounds reassuring.
Yeah, it's very comforting.
Maybe we should look at advice with a C and advise. Can you guys tell us what's the difference? Do you know? Advice with a C and advise. What is the difference?
Yeah, I often advise my friends when they're having a problem with something, for example. I advise them if they ask.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So Sonia doesn't know. That's okay.
That's fine.
That's okay. We're here to help.
Yeah, so I'll give you another example. If I have let's say I'm trying to fix something in my, we have an answer from Katerina, actually. And Katerina says advice is a noun.
Melissa, welcome. Advice is to suggest, advise. Yeah.
Yes. Good job, both of you. Yeah.
Really, if you want to give your examples, Kate, maybe this will help them to see it.
Okay. So if I am trying to fix something or repair something in my house, maybe I need some advice. Like Katerina said, it's the noun, okay? And like Melissa and Katerina said, then my father calls me and he advises. It's a verb, third person. He advises me on what to do. So good job, everybody. Just like that.
Perfect. Yes, so I advise my friends. It's a verb. I need some advice. Also be careful with pronunciation. So the verb is advise. Z sound. To advise.
And to give advice. That now you hear how short that is. Yeah, it's not an S, it's a C, a soft C. Advice.
Yeah, so phonetically, maybe advise.
I like that. Advise.
Good. Melissa, yeah, advice is the verb, and advise is the verb, and advice is the noun.
Yeah, good.
It's tricky also for native speakers because we read it and we don't necessarily notice if it's an S or a C.
It's true. And we also speak very quickly, so it gets lost sometimes.
Yeah, it's not obvious all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's have a look at some questions. Good advice and bad advice. Kate, do you want to read the questions for us?
Sure, okay. Number 1, who comes to you for advice? Number 2, who do you usually ask for advice? Do they give good advice or bad advice? Number 3, think of a time when someone gave you good advice. What happened? And number 4, if you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself?
Interesting question, especially at the moment.
That's true.
Okay, so maybe we could look at number 1 and number 2 together. So who comes to you, who asks you for advice, and who do you ask for advice? Kate, what about you?
Sure. So number 1, who comes to me for advice? I would say most of my friends. I have lots of friends who come to me for advice. Sometimes my husband as well. And I go to them as well. So I think it's a mutual thing. My friends and my husband.
Nice. So my friends come to me for advice, or my husband comes to me for advice.
What about you?
I say the same thing. Maybe my friends come to me for advice. Maybe also my brothers sometimes. I have 3 younger brothers. So I'm the big sister. So they come to me for advice.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Excellent.
To your family. Good.
Sonia is saying her mum. Nice. Her mum comes to her for advice. Wow.
Oh, wow. Really good.
Excellent. She goes to her friends for advice.
Now, do they give good or bad advice? Yeah, let us know.
Tell us about your friends.
Yes. Hello, Marcella.
Hi, welcome. So we're just looking at these questions. Who comes to you for advice? And who do you usually ask for advice? Okay, what about you? Who do you ask for advice?
Yeah, I would say there are some people, like my friends, but in particular, I go to specific friends that I think have a very balanced point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are always people in our lives, I think, that you can trust with a difficult situation.
Yeah, really important, I guess, to be balanced. They will tell you the truth.
Yeah, that is important.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay, Melissa says, my parents, my best friends come to me for advice.
Sonia says, for number 2, sometimes good and sometimes bad advice. And so advice is in the singular or the plural, it's always advice. It's uncountable. Good.
Yeah, if we want the singular, we could maybe say a piece of advice.
That's right.
It's not so common. We just say some advice.
A piece of advice. Okay. Katerina says, I usually give and receive advice from my family. They suggest me. Okay, so they suggest. You don't need yourself there. They suggest the best behavior in some difficult situations. Good. But I usually share advice with my friends too. Nice. Fantastic.
Good. Excellent. So as Kate said, they suggest something. We don't need the person.
That's right. Good.
Excellent.
Oh, don't worry, Sonia.
Oh, Sonia, don't worry.
Don't apologize. It's okay.
We're here to help you. So don't worry. Okay, so maybe let's have a look at question number 3. Think of a time when somebody gave you good advice and what happened. So can you give us a specific situation when somebody gave you some good advice?
To think about that.
Do you have any examples, Kate?
Yes. I would say, yeah, okay. So when I lived in Portland, my best friend Shauna and I can't remember what the conversation was really about, but at one point I was describing some of my previous friendships to her, and she kind of reflected on what I was saying and gave me some advice about how to view friendship in general and how important it is to respect one another. And how maybe some of my relationships with people and my friends in the past weren't so healthy, and to kind of try to be more aware of that. And she was very kind, and it was that advice really helped me, because then I began to become more aware of the way I would interact with people and how they would also treat me, to have a better understanding of how to approach those things.
Yeah, so healthy relationships.
Yes.
We have Francesca and Gabriella joining us. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Lots of people today, 9 people watching.
Oh, nice.
So guys, if you want to answer question number 3, like Kate did, so think of a time someone gave you some good advice and what happened? What was the consequence?
Yeah, what about you?
I think for me, my mum has always given me really good advice. Especially kind of not to worry too much about money. Obviously, money is important, but to make sure that you have a balanced life. So I think sometimes it can be difficult to say no to people, and to say, yeah, I'll do everything, I'll help, I'll do. But actually, then you end up doing too many things and you get really stressed. Yeah, I think maybe thinking more about your well-being, your health, your mental health, your physical health.
Absolutely.
Making that a priority in your life. I don't always do that, but I try.
That's good.
I think it's a good piece of advice.
That's right. Yeah. Melissa says, I receive good advice when I have to predict a decision about work. Do you think make a decision?
Usually in English, you would say to make a decision.
Oh,
to take.
By the way, hi, Melissa. I see her on the train sometimes as well. She's one of our students.
Ah, nice.
Okay. Nice.
Perfect. I have to decide. Yeah, I think. Interesting. That's a good situation when you have 2 opportunities, but it can be difficult to decide.
Yeah.
So be careful, Melissa. Predict is something a bit different. Predict is like, I'm imagining the future. I predict it will rain this weekend.
Yeah.
But I don't control the future. I have no control.
Sadly, but yes.
I predict the quarantine will finish in May.
Sometime
in May. But I don't have any control. So I'm not deciding.
That's good. Okay. Sonia says, for number 3, 2 years ago, I was a very shy girl, but now thanks to my best friend, I am a social person. Really cool.
Well done, Sonia. Good advice.
Gabri's here. Hi.
Hello.
Gabri says, I received good advice, and you don't need A, just good advice in general, when I started my new job.
Yeah, so I know Gabriella has a new bridal boutique. wedding dress shop.
Yes, it's very cool.
Yeah. So you need advice when you start something new like that. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Just be careful. I noticed a few people had some spelling mistakes with receive. Honestly, this is difficult also for me because I forget if it's the E or the I first.
Mm-hmm. I
But
before E, except after C.
yeah, this is a good rule. I before E, except after C.
Mm.
Okay. So usually in English, the I is first, except when you have a C, like receive,
Can we
and
put
the
it after?
first.
Mm-hmm.
And Francesca, some months ago, I was in love with a boy that didn't correspond. Okay, he didn't feel the same, maybe. So my friend told me to meet new people. I did it, and I met a new boy. He was a good person, and now I'm in love with him. Beautiful,
Oh,
romantic,
very sweet. Good. And good friends.
excellent. Yeah, so when we talk about meeting someone for the first time, we use meet, not know.
Yes.
Uh,
I
know
met
is not a relationship.
exactly. I met Emily some years ago, and now after that, I know her in the present. Mm-hmm.
Good, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met Emily, for example, some years ago.
Now I
Now
know
I
her.
same for Kate. I met Kate at work,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, now we know each other.
That's true. Yeah.
Excellent.
It sounds a
Nice.
little ominous when you say it that way, though. I know
Yeah,
you.
I know you. Yeah, it sounds like a threat almost. I know you.
I know you. It's like, oh,
To know is like to know about somebody. We have a relationship of some kind.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent. What about question number 4? If you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself?
Ah,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. We have Francesca, Gabriella, Melissa, Sonia. Any more people joined us? Marcello came in, Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
Good people today.
That's nice. Yeah. I can answer. I'll say that the only thing I would tell my younger self is to not okay, I said this in another focus activity as well, to not move the goalposts.
Mm.
So I have a problem where sometimes if I accomplish something, but maybe I'm still in the process of achieving a higher like objective or a higher goal. So maybe I'm in the middle of something, I'm still learning. I tend to not give myself any rewards. And so for me, it's all or nothing. Either I'm at the top or I'm at the bottom. And I would tell myself to try and maybe just celebrate every small success.
Yeah, I think we tend to focus on the big final success.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, sometimes there is a little success that we can celebrate.
That's right.
Definitely. So, guys, what about you? If you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself? Sonia says, I really don't know. I guess, Sonia, you are 12. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much advice you could give to yourself. Maybe when you were at elementary school, what advice would you give to someone in elementary school?
Take more naps.
Marcello, I would study English more.
Fair enough.
Good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What about you?
I think if I could go back in time, I would tell myself to relax and not get so stressed about things. I think, especially when I was younger, similar to you, maybe I was very stressed about some friendships, about thinking about did people like me?
Mm-hmm.
What were people saying about me?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm a little bit older. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, you stop caring.
Like I try and be a good person, but if people whatever reason don't like me, that's okay.
It's their
I
problem.
don't have to be popular with everybody.
Lisa says, I would tell myself to believe. So belief is the noun, believe is the verb, in my feelings, and to trust my opinions and ideas.
Nice.
Really
Believe in
good.
yourself.
Be confident. Okay. Be more social, Sonia says. So as I said, I'll tell myself to be more social. Fantastic sentence, by the way. Really good.
Yeah, just be careful. Maybe it's better to use would because we're in a hypothetical situation. It's not possible. So we would use would.
Good. Okay.
And Francie says, I would tell myself to live every day as the last day of my life and to tell people what I think about them face to face.
Ooh, nice.
Be honest.
Yeah. Gabri says, if I could go back in time. So remember, we need the if because it's hypothetical. We don't have this possibility. If I could go back in time, I would tell myself to study more English.
Similar to Marcello. Perfect.
Good.
And Marcello says, he would do the same, so don't be so worried. Good. Yeah, guys, don't worry about being popular. It's overrated.
Yes, I love it. Overrated.
Yeah. People think it's important, but it's not.
No. I think that having friends and being popular is different. Yeah. So I can say that I'm very blessed to have a lot of friends, but that doesn't mean I'm popular. I wouldn't say that if any person met me in public, they would immediately like me. There are plenty of people who don't. And I think it's important to see that popularity is more of a softer thing, more of a superficial thing. But friendship is more about having good relationships with people, and that's different, and that is far better, I think.
Definitely. I think sometimes, especially as teenagers, as younger people, as people in our early lives, we can overestimate popularity. We feel like we must be popular. People must like us.
Yes. Well, it feels good. It does.
Yeah, it does feel good.
Yeah.
But I think, as Melissa was saying, be true to yourself. Believe in yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes there will be other things in your life that will make you feel better for a longer time and will become more important to you.
Yeah, satisfied. Definitely. Okay, motivational speech over.
Okay.
Let's look at some English. So, guys, can you tell us any phrases that we can use to give advice?
Yes.
Any phrases? So, not specific things, just some phrases we can use. Because there are different ways to say it. Obviously, I can say, I advise.
There you go. Oh, Sonia's got one as well.
Yeah, perfect. You should. Yeah, modal.
Perfect. Sorry.
Shall, okay. Shall you? Shall, I would say, is more as a suggestion. Like, shall we go to the cinema?
But there isn't, but it's just like Sonia, maybe should. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they sound very similar, shall and should. But yeah.
Ooh, Franci. I think the best solution is, it's quite elegant.
Also, Melissa's, what do you think about after and only after? My opinion is very diplomatic. Yeah, I think that you have to be more or less.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, as you said before, I advise you to, but I guess this is quite formal. I wouldn't say it to my friends.
I might, but as a joke. Usually when I am speaking really, really formally to my friends, it's because I'm joking in some way.
Yeah, it's kind of ironically formal.
I advise you to sit down because this is gonna be the best show ever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, perfect, Gabriella. Why don't you?
Wonderful.
Why don't you do something? Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, let's have a look at these suggestions. Kate, do you want to read for us?
Sure. So we have you should, you could, have you tried, have you thought about, if I were you, I'd, and you shouldn't,
Good examples. We also have another one. Why don't you try? Yeah. So we'd use why don't you?
That's good. Really
Yeah,
good.
perfect.
Good job.
Marcella also, what do you think about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect.
What do you think about bees?
My husband likes bees.
Do you?
He wants to become a beekeeper.
Of course he does.
It's his next project. So,
you have a tiny in your apartment. Where's it going to keep the bees?
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
It's his current project to become a beekeeper.
Farmer Nicola. Okay. Anyway.
So yes, I don't know what I think about bees, but he likes them.
You have to decide. You're gonna figure it out.
Yes, I'm gonna have to face up to the bees in my life. Okay, so maybe let's talk about what comes after these phrases. So we can have the infinitive, the bare infinitive, or the gerund. Okay. So the bare infinitive is the infinitive without to. So can you guys tell us, after the phrase, which form of the verb do we need? So maybe with should. After should, do we need the infinitive, the bare infinitive with no to, or the gerund?
Which one? Well,
you could too. It's the same.
Yeah, you could as well. Nice. Well, I want to give an example, but I feel like my example will give it away.
Give the answer away.
Immediately.
Yes. This is the same for every modal verb. So should, could, might, must. These are all the same.
Exactly. Think about the rule we use when you have two verbs in a sentence. What can you do? What must you do?
So we have you should to go, you should go, or you should going, which is correct.
Which one is correct?
Can you tell us?
No. Is he working? Is your husband working on anything now?
With the bees?
Or in general? Like in projects?
No, he's working at home.
Okay, fair enough. He's not like making soap or building or spinning thread or whatever's next.
No, he's very good in the kitchen though, which is great.
That's convenient. It's nice.
Yes, I think in another life we would have been farmers.
That would have been sweet.
Okay, infinitive.
Oh,
close.
It's almost. It's so close.
Okay, Kate, do you want to tell us what we need here?
Okay, you need the bare infinitive. Yeah, the bare infinitive. So no to. You should go. You could go. You must go. Any modal verb takes the bare infinitive.
Yeah. So for example, the infinitive is to play. The bare infinitive is play.
Ta-da!
Yeah. So you should do. You should go. You could do. You could go.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Fantastic.
So you were really close, guys. I tell you what, if I was you, it's the easiest way to do exactly the opposite of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful with that one.
Yeah.
What about have you tried, guys? Have you tried? Do we need the infinitive, the bare infinitive, or the gerund?
Yeah.
So the classic example, I think, is the computer. When we say turn on and off. Have you tried to turn? Have you tried turn? Or have you tried turning?
Nice. Very, very good.
Mm.
I think that I'm trying to think of how many times a day I give this advice.
Have you tried?
It off and back on again.
So what do you guys think? Infinitive, bare infinitive, or gerund?
Okay. While we're waiting, let's think of some other ways. Yeah. Have you tried? Yeah. If you have a problem with someone, you can say, have you tried to talk, or talking?
Okay, Gabriela says you should go and eat a good ice cream because there is a lot of heat today. Yeah.
I wish.
I wish. Sonia says infinitive or gerund. Okay, the second one is correct. The gerund. Have you tried asking?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Have you tried turning the computer off and back on again? Have you tried talking to him or her?
Perfect. Katerina, yeah, the gerunds. Okay, Marcello and Melissa have some different examples to plug the PC. It would be more common to use the gerund. Have you tried plugging in the PC?
Yeah, I will say sometimes you will hear native speakers use the infinitive. Have you tried to turn it on and back off? And so it's not necessarily a huge error, a huge mistake, but it sounds more natural to use the gerund.
Yeah, I think when I use the infinitive, it's more like it's something really difficult. Not easy. So, for example, I've tried to learn Italian for a long time.
It's difficult.
Difficult. I've tried to do something. Whereas with ing, it's like giving advice. Have you tried doing something?
Exactly. Well done.
Yeah. Have you tried tasting a delicious pizza in Naples? Nice.
No.
I had fried pizza when I was in Naples.
Oh. That sounds really good.
Excellent. And the same for have you thought about, guys. So some of you may know when we have about, we always use the gerund. Have you thought about eating a pizza in Naples?
There you go. Yes. I'm thinking about it right now, actually.
Yes. We had a really good example for Katerina. If I were you, I'd go to Japan.
I went there too. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I went there 2 years ago, and its culture is amazing. Good.
Absolutely.
So here we have the bare infinitive again. If I were you, I would press the bare infinitive.
Yeah. And why? Well, because would is another modal verb.
Would, could, should. Okay, and Francesca says, have you thought about writing a book? You know grammar and you have enough fantasy to do that. Thanks for the advice, Francesca.
Wonderful. See, there you go.
Write a book, Kate. Our experiences in the quarantine as English teachers.
Life in lockdown, 6 weeks in quarantine. Okay. Katerina says, how about having a picnic after the quarantine? Okay. So this is perfect, but how do we spell picnic? There we go.
Yeah. Here we go.
Perfect. Yeah.
Off you go, Kate.
Oh, yeah, it looks like this. I was going to say, that's all. But yeah, that was good, Katerina. And sure, why not?
Yeah, I guess this is more of a suggestion than advice. Maybe similar to Gabriella's before with shall. I'm suggesting, I'm kind of asking, what do you think? But I'm not really asking for advice.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not so strong. Okay. And yeah, obviously you shouldn't with the bare infinitive because it's a modal verb. Okay. So guys, I definitely recommend that you pay attention to the verb, if it's the infinitive, the bare infinitive, or the gerund. Because sometimes the students remember the phrase, but they don't remember which type of verb we need. So definitely maybe try remembering which form of the verb. Okay, guys, so we need you to give us some advice. Number one, I have a bad headache. Can you give us some advice?
I have a bad headache.
Oh. Do you have a headache often, Kate?
No, I don't. Only when I drink.
Oh.
Or the day after I drink.
Yeah, a hangover.
Then I always have a headache.
Yeah. So can you guys give us some advice?
Yeah.
I have a bad headache.
That's right. Go ahead and use some of the phrases on the left to give advice, and please keep in mind what we talked about.
Yes. So infinitive, bare infinitive, or gerund.
Yeah. So give me some advice, Emily. I have a bad headache. What can I do?
Oh, I think you should have a massage.
Okay, that's great. I like
to
that.
Relax.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I like to do when I have a headache.
Do you ask your husband or do you give yourself a massage?
Both. It depends.
Yeah.
If he is available, I ask my husband.
Marcello says, have you tried eating something? Fantastic work.
Sonia, have you tried sleeping? Yeah, so remember, tried, we need with being tried sleeping. Tried to sleep is like, it's really difficult. So for example, if I have insomnia, I try to sleep, but I can't. Difficult.
Also good, Melissa. Have you tried sleeping? Good. Looks like Gabri has an answer too. Yeah. So you shouldn't eat unhealthy foods. Good. Because it is not. So it's not good for your health. For your health. Yeah.
Be careful. Healthy is the adjective. The opposite, unhealthy. Health is the noun. Yeah, good. Good advice, guys.
Yeah. That's sailing on a boat for my headache.
I guess that could be relaxing. Or maybe for number two. There's a combination, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I learned to sail when I was young. I don't think it's so relaxing. I think it's quite stressful, actually, especially if you're the one on the boat and it's just you.
That's true. Maybe if you're sailing in a very calm lake. But if you're sailing on the sea, maybe it's not so.
If somebody else is the captain and you're not working on the boat, yeah, that's great.
Have you tried sunbathing on a boat? Have you tried doing more sports? Excellent. Okay, what about number 2? Where should I go on holiday?
Ooh.
Hey, do you want to give me some advice? Where should I go on holiday?
Oh, I will. I definitely will. Okay, it depends on what you are in the mood for. Have you thought about going to, okay, I always say Trentino Alto Adige, but yeah, in the summertime, it's especially beautiful and relaxing.
Nice. No, I haven't thought about it. I guess I associate it with winter.
Nope.
But
Summertime.
I guess the summertime is maybe a better time.
Yes. Less people and the wildflowers are blooming all over and it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Excellent. What about you? Have you tried going to the south of Italy on holiday?
I have.
Hmm.
Yes. I really, really like the South. In fact, I've been to Trent. Oh my God, my brain. Okay, I've been to Agrigento. Come back with brain. Yeah, I've been to Agrigento. So I visited like Taormina. I've been to Catania. I've been to a little town called San Leone, and yeah, just a few places. Also Palermo. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, Minister is saying, I have a great idea. You should travel with me around in South Italy.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Let's go.
Good. Perfect. So travel around. We need the verb here. Sonia says, I really have a headache in this moment because I did 3 video lessons this morning.
Oh no.
You could try and relax after this.
Yes, definitely. Ooh. So remember, we don't need you. We don't need any kind of pronoun, but I advise you to go to Brazil, or I advise going. So just going.
Yeah, perfect. So we have 2 options here. And remember, if it's the verb, we need the S.
Advise.
I advise you to go. Or, sorry, I advise with an I going.
It's okay. Don't worry. I do it too. Katerina, have you tried going to Sicily? Have you?
Yes, I have. I've been to Palermo. But I would like to go back. We went together.
Yeah.
We had a lovely long weekend in the winter.
Yes.
Palermo. Sonia, thank you for the advice.
Yes. Well
okay,
done.
guys, we have 3 more minutes. Now is your opportunity to ask any questions. If you have any doubts about what we've talked about, or if you want to continue answering these questions.
Ooh, Franci says, if I were you, I'd go to Tuscany or Toscana in the winter holidays. In the winter.
Yeah, in the winter or in the winter holidays.
Good. I was like, in what? Yes, good. It's a secret. Why? Because if you go there in winter, you can eat Fiorentina without any problems.
Yeah, it's not really a summer food.
No, it's true.
Nowadays, you should go everywhere with your imagination. You can eat lots of Fiorentina. Perfect.
Yes.
Guys, so just remember that in English, the preposition with go is to. There are no exceptions, really. In Italian, you can say to go in. It depends on what you're talking about. But in English, if it's a city, a country, a place, a building, anything.
There is only one exception, and that's home.
Yeah. Well, we don't use the to. Go home.
Only exception. The rest is always to. Always.
Yes. So in Italian, you choose in or to. In English, only to. No choice.
To. You must.
Excellent. Let's have maybe a quick recap about the gerunds and the infinitives.
Yes, let's do it.
Kate, what about modal verbs? When I have a modal verb, what do I use?
So when we have any modal verb in a sentence, like should, would, or could, we need the bare infinitive after. Just only the bare infinitive. So you should go, you can go, you must go. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Good. Whereas if we have something like about, always about, or tried, we would use the gerund. Have you tried taking some medicine? Have you thought about visiting Italy?
Mhm.
Yeah, perfect. Sonia said bare infinitive.
Good job. Mhm.
Yes, and obviously the modal verb, it's the same in the negative. We need the bare infinitive. You
Mhm.
shouldn't go, for
Mhm.
example.
Really
Okay,
good.
guys, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for your advice.
Mhm. Yeah, lovely. We had a lovely time with you, and have a great afternoon, evening.
Yeah, and a good weekend. It's Friday.
Woo! All right.
Have a lovely day, guys. Lovely evening.
Bye.
Bye.